Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man.
It is picked up by the Lions. Coming back right side, 25. Picks up a block at the 30. It's at the 40.
Drink it in, drink it in. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man.
Rolls to the right. Stafford throws deep. Got a man out there. Enzo. Caught. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Marvin Jones.
Drink it in, drink it in.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Cornbread.
Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man.
Detroit Koolaid drinkers. What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. I'm your host, Derek Oakrey. This is where you come twice a week for Detroit Lions talk. Now, I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. We had some food, probably some time with family. The sun was out. It's a lot of people's one of their favorite holidays with all those things going for it. And I can't complain. It's a great holiday. In the beginning of July there, you're in the heat of summer almost no matter where you're at. But, I don't know if it makes the top of my list. I mean, everybody knows Thanksgiving, where you got the food, football, and family time is right at the top of my list. I mean, but everybody loves 4th of July. And a lot of people like 4th of July because of the fireworks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they love going out, seeing the fireworks. I mean, everywhere seems to have fireworks nowadays. But I got an issue with fireworks guy. You know who he is. Just random dude that goes out and buys thousands of dollars of fireworks, puts on an extravaganza in his backyard, and usually either hurts himself, somebody else, annoys his neighbors, or D, all the above. and here's the other thing with fireworks guy. Fireworks guy is shooting off fireworks 3 days before, the day before, 4th of July, July 6th, July 8th, July 15th. He does not care. Fireworks are going off anytime in the vicinity of the holiday. I mean, it's unbelievable. So while I got a little sound effects here in the background with little fireworks, who's gonna be Detroit Lions fireworks here in 2021? Who's gonna be explosive? Who's gonna light it up? I mean, just looking at my list here, and you guys have heard my shows. I mean, we're talking about DeAndre Swift. That's the first name that comes to mind. We're talking about fireworks here on this current Lion squad. This guy's got nasty shake. I mean, I think I did my best Darius Slay a few weeks ago, and people loved it. And I said, he's got the best dead leg in the game. He's got the best dead leg in the game. I mean, he'll put his foot in the ground. He will shake you. He'll run around you. He'll jump over you. He is just fun to watch. And we haven't even seen, I mean, the kid was a rookie last year. He's 22, 23 years old. So I think Swizzle is going to be absolute fireworks for the Lions. Now, let me not be fireworks guy. Let me put these sound effects on pause here for a moment so you guys can hear some of these takes. So put Swift at the top of your list. Go get a Swift jersey. Tune in every Sunday to see what this guy does, whether it's in the run game, the pass game, whatever it may be. Very, very exciting. You know who else I think is going to be fireworks for the Detroit Lions? That's this Detroit Lions defensive line. Oh, yeah, you heard it here first. I mean, I think Flowers, Big Denim, Deshaun Hand, Michael Brockers, Aleem McNeil, Romeo Okwara, Julian Okwara, Nick Williams. I think they're going to be a problem up front. I really do. So I think you're going to see fireworks finally from that D-line, getting after quarterbacks, doing their thing. And I can't wait for it. I love having big bodies up there. I love them smashing people. I love them trying to get after the quarterback. I love it, if we can stiffen up in the run game. get the ball out a little bit quicker from these quarterbacks, get some turnovers. I think that'd be absolute fireworks. And like I say, we're just looking for something exciting when we turn on Lions games this year, whether it be on offense, defense, wherever it may be. So I think the defensive line is going to be fireworks here for the Lions. You know what else is going to be fireworks? And people usually don't associate this position as explosive, as exciting, as lighting it up, as just spectacular. But this group's about to be fireworks for the Lions. And that's the Lions' offensive line. The old line's about to blow people up, baby. The old line is about to get after you. The old line is about to be something that you tune in to watch, because they're going to be throwing people out the club. They're going to be up in your face. They're going to be a little bit nasty. They're going to, actually allow the Detroit Lions to run the football for the first time in forever. So the Lions' O-line has some big nasties across the way. We're talking Taylor Decker, Jonah Jackson, Ragnow, Hal Vaitai, Stenberg, whoever plays right guard, and then Penei Sewell, baby. I can't wait to watch that. It's going to be fireworks. The next name that's on my list for fireworks is going to surprise you. And the name is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Kid's going to be fireworks here in his rookie year. I think St. Brown is just going to be, again, fun to watch, fun personality, somebody that makes plays. When he scores, I think he's going to have a little something for you. He's just going to have that passion that you look for. So St. Brown's going to be fireworks. I'm here to tell you right out the gate, right off basically from game one. The final name I wrote down as fireworks for the Lions is another name that might surprise you. And that's somebody that everybody gave up on after his rookie year. He was taken 3rd overall. His name is Mr. Jeff Okudah. Absolute fireworks for Mr. Okudah. This kid, he's got the game. He's got the mentality. He's humble. He's excited for this year. He's got good coaches. He can play. He can play press. He can play off. You can't run past him. He'll tackle you. This kid can play ball. He is going to be fun to watch as well. Fireworks when you try to throw on the outside with number 23, Mr. Okudah, playing corner for the Detroit Lions. So let me stop firework guy. Hopefully, again, if you guys don't know by now, the Detroit Koolaid Cast, I serve up that Kool-Aid all day, every day.
Drink it in, man.
And I do all this on the fly. This is no post-edit. This is no, go back and tweak stuff. We're serving up Kool-Aid, sound bites, humor, and football talk all live and in color.
Drink it in, man.
So I hope the fireworks were a little bit in the background. I hope you could hear my takes, but trying to give you guys a little something different. And fireworks guy, just stop it already, would you? You get to shoot off your $180 firecracker and your $2,000 set that you bought down at the fireworks store. You know that store. Just big old pop-up tent with the word fireworks, and for some reason people go and spend tons of money on those. We will give you July 4th. July 4th, anywhere from, 8 p.m. to maybe 10, 11 p.m. Fire off as many fireworks as you want, fireworks guy. But I don't need you doing it on July 2nd, July 3rd, July 8th, July 10th. And we don't need you doing it at 1 a.m. in the morning. We also don't need you being fireworks guy that's shooting off fireworks when it's bright outside. You want to talk about a waste. I see people 2 p.m. in the afternoon firing off fireworks. What? That makes no sense. That's like a Matt Patricia defense. This is ridiculous. It's horrible, terrible. Makes no sense. So, all right, that's my rant on the fireworks guy. The 4th of July is a holiday, and Lions players, they're going to be fireworks here in 2021. So let's see here. Let's see what else I want to do here with the show. What are some happenings here with the Detroit Lions? It's basically been quiet. It's been silent. Hasn't been a ton going on. I mean, most people know this is kind of the time in the football season when you kind of hear this. You get crickets out there because there's no trades, there's no draft, there's no training camps, there's no workouts, there's no nothing going on. Like, and that's what I feel like with the Lions. I'm waiting for them to make some noise, but I think that they're going to wait for veterans to get cut. They're going to dip their hand for maybe a couple young players, take a roll the dice type approach on a couple guys, but since the draft and those first few workouts and Dan Campbell stepping to the podium, it's been pretty much crickets for the Lions. And I mean, I'm fine with it. I know the fan base kind of checks out. You know, everybody's out on their boats or up north or whatever the heck people do across the way. But we're sitting here like just after the 4th of July holiday. I mean, camp gets rolling at the end of July, beginning of August. So we are less than a month away. Don't be surprised if the Lions pick up on somebody that is either trade bait or a big name or an explosive offensive player, receiver, or just somebody out there here in the next little bit to kind of boost up their roster, get the fans even more excited. They have cap space. They are kind of rebuilding, so it'd have to be the right type of player, right type of veteran, right type of situation to go get somebody, but I think they could go do it. I really do. So that brings me to this name, and that's N'Keal Harry. Word came out just before I got recording that N'Keal Harry is looking to, he has requested a trade from the New England Patriots, and this is such an interesting name to me. It really is, because N'Keal Harry was a beast coming out of college. He didn't play at one of the, top marquee type schools, Arizona State, but kid could return. He got his hands on the football. He was just electric. I feel like he was going to be like that in the pros. I mean, in fantasy football, again, you guys know I love fantasy football. He was at the top of everybody's list, pretty much in that rookie draft. And he went to the New England Patriots, which to me, like, they had taken Sony Michel before that, and then they took N'Keal Harry. It really seemed like a changing of the guard where McDaniels was getting his guys in place and was going to go, take over the reins in a few years, and they were going to be rolling because N'Keal Harry is a ball player. Sony Michel has some of the best highlights you'll ever see in college football. And both of those guys have kind of washed out. But N'Keal Harry's asked for a trade, wants to go out and do some things. And the reason he does, I mean, let's look at what he's done with New England. 2020, I mean, he had, well, let's go back. Let's look at his 2019 year. Kid was only 22 years old. Just didn't play much. I mean, 7 games, started 5. Only saw 24 targets the whole time he was out there, 12 catches, only 105 yards. I mean, that's a game for most top wide receivers in the league. So really poor year, injuries, things that first year. But everybody was still thinking, man, we're so hyped up on this guy. So he comes into 2020 at only 23 years old, is out there for 14 games, only starts 9 games. Sees double the targets, but that's still only 50 targets for the whole year. 33 catches, 309 yards. I mean, he scored 2 TDs in both years, so 4 total touchdowns. It's just the production's not there. And I know one thing that was big on him was like the run after catch and the ability to do some things. But I know he's been hated on for his separation. It's like, I think I saw a stat that, he's open 25% of his routes, and that was 99th out of 100th qualifiers. I want to say Pro Football Focus had that put out on Twitter, and it was kind of like, that's separation issue. That's, I just don't think he's had many opportunities. I feel like the guy, a lot of these guys that are young especially, you need to get him out there and get him used to the type of defenses, running routes, just the feel of the game. You can't just sprinkle him in and expect him to be dynamic. week, all those time that he's out there. Now, is there an issue with N'Keal Harry when it comes to maybe his work ethic or his practice ability? Is he just not showing up in practice, so therefore the Patriots are not giving him game opportunities? I mean, yeah, I could see that. That's kind of how they operate over there. You work real hard in practice, and if you produce, you get out on the football field. If you don't work hard in practice and you don't show up in practice, you will not show up in the ball games. I think that's probably how it's been. But again, this kid's 23, wants out. If the Patriots let him out for decent compensation, I don't see why the Lions wouldn't be in the mix. Needing a receiver, he fits, he's big. How big is N'Keal Harry? 6'4", 225 pounds. Yeah, I mean, going to be 24 years. He won't even be 24 years old till late in December of this year. So you get another whole football season with him at only 23. I mean, I think this guy can do some things. I really do. I mean, let me pull up his college stats real quick and take a look at those, because like I said, I want to see if he was a late bloomer or did he just ball every year. Yeah, 2016, he kind of came on the scene, 58 catches, 650 plus yards, but then look at his last 2 years at Arizona State as a sophomore and then a junior. 82 grabs for 1,100 plus yards, 8 touchdowns. His final year, almost 1,100 yards again, 9 touchdowns. I mean, that's good stuff right there. He's not even like a volume catcher. This guy's like a big play guy, and like I said, a run after catch kind of. He's so big. I mean, it's hard to get this guy on the ground type of thing. So, would he come here and just be expected to be a dead set 1 or a 100-catch guy? Not really, but he could definitely be in the mix as a ball player, I think. And I'm thinking somebody is going to feel that way as well. The NFL trade market is always very odd, when it comes to what a guy's worth, what he's not. I mean, N'Keal Harry, again, is only going into his third year, and he's still on that rookie deal for this year and next year. So the guy's making no money. I mean, looking at his contract, he's got a base salary of 1.4 this year. Just what's he got, a cap hit of 2.7, a total kind of cash amount of only, 1.4, and then the Patriots are going to have to eat 8 to 10 million of dead type money if they get rid of him. But to me, it's like that's a great contract for if somebody could acquire him. I don't think you're going to have to give up crazy compensation. I'm thinking like a mid-pick, 4th, 5th, somewhere in that range, which always seems crazy to me because this guy's barely even got off the ground in his career. He's taken 32nd overall in the first round in 2019. I mean, young guy, big guy, unless he just really can't play at this level and the Patriots are so disgusted with him, they just want to get rid of him. I don't know why you would for such a low compensation, but that just sort of seems like where he'd be at. So Lions, I mean, Brad Holmes, pick up the phone, see what they're asking for, see what you think might work, and go do this. Think about getting a guy like this, because I've been an advocate obviously for Odell Beckham. I've been saying, don't put it past them to maybe make a play for good quality, either young, veteran, or whatever it may be at the wide receiver position. But I'm also not I wasn't big on going in the draft or just making receiver number 1 priority. But now that they filled some other spots, whether it's with Michael Brockers or the draft where they took a bunch of big bodies, I wouldn't mind adding a kid like this or another type of player. I mean, I know there's been crazy rumors about Michael Gallup maybe being moved. I mean, I like him as a player as well. And like I say, if there was another big name that was out there for cheap and that you thought could help you, I think it'd be fun to add a receiver, because a receiver too is a guy, especially if they've either have rapport or maybe they've worked out with Jared Goff in the past. I don't see why they couldn't come in here and make a nice impact day one. And I think N'Keal Harry can do that. So, that's an interesting name, somebody I wanted to throw out there. And I think Lions fans should be excited about the Lions possibly making an addition or making an ad like this. And I think it's going to happen. I really do. I think come before camp, maybe once those first set of cuts happen and a few surprising names come out. Don't be surprised if Brad Holmes grabs a nice little name that we're not expecting on the offensive side of the ball to give him a little more juice and a safety as well. I really think they got to add to the safety position. Very thin back there. You cannot put your whole safety hopes on Tracy Walker and Marlowe and who, I can't even give you the rest of their depth chart, or either special teams guys or, are they going to play Iffy Melifonwu back there? Like, I really don't know, but I think you really got to do better than that. And I think, if you add a safety, you add a flashy, big-time, possible upside type receiver, that'd be fun. That really would be. So we'll see what the Lions do. I'm curious to see it. Now I started off with a rant on fireworks guy. I got to get another rant in here on the show. It might be a little bit of a shorter show today, but like I said, I know you guys sometimes like it when I do 20, 30 minutes and get up out of here. So let me get this off my chest. Came out here recently that the Detroit Lions, by Vegas and a couple different publications or whatever it may be, said the Lions are in line to be the number 1 pick in 2022. Now, again, nobody's necessarily going to do this. I don't have time to do this. And some people on the show or previously or whatever it may be always act like I try to be perfect. I'm the smartest guy in the room. I know everything. There's been plenty of times where I come on this show and say something and go on a big rant about how we're getting disrespected or how this is never going to happen for the Lions, and then it's happened. It's happened multiple times here the past few years on the podcast. But I'm going to go on record again as I cannot see the Detroit Lions being the worst team in the National Football League in 2021. They have a very hard schedule, there's no doubt. They have some, positions that they need more premier players at. Wide receiver, safety, linebacker, depth at tight end. Some would say the quarterback position. We're all curious what Jared Goff is going to give us. But you really think they're going to be worse than Houston? Come on, man. Are you kidding me? You really think they're going to be worse than some of these other teams that are at the bottom or just flipping over their roster with rookie quarterbacks and whatnot? Like, come on. Like, I think the Lions, some people are going on that shtick about, well, I don't want them to be good because then they'll mess up their draft pick. Like, right now, it's the time, I don't know, to do this.
Drink it in, man.
Drinking that Kool-Aid. Now is the time of optimism. Now is the time to get your hot side plate of buttery cornbread.
Cornbread!
Like, this is not the time to be thinking, well, I hope the Lions don't win too many games because then they're going to mess up their pick and they're not going to be able to get this quarterback or this defensive player. As I've always said here on the show, am I about the draft pick when there's nothing else to play for? Absolutely. It's ridiculous to be at the very end of a season and be like, I want to win just for the sake of winning and drop you 5 spots. But am I saying that in July, August, September? No. No, that's when hope springs eternal. And the Lions, they worry me for this reason. Dan freaking Campbell, even though he's biting some kneecaps and he's just had enough of it. I mean, we got to fit it in on the show, right?
We're going to bite a kneecap off. We're going to smile at you. We're going to take your other kneecap. We're going to smile at you. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. We're going to be the last one standing, all right? That's going to be the mentality.
I mean, Dan freaking Campbell, he's had enough of the losing here in Detroit.
You've had enough of that.
Exactly, Dan Campbell. But I don't know what you are as a head coach. So that's a wild card for me. Anthony Lynn is an OC. He's never blown the doors off anywhere, but I'm excited to see what he's got. He seems to be real excited to be here. There's a recent article that came out which said Anthony Lynn was going to take a year off until Dan freaking Campbell called and said, I need you here. Let's go. We're building something special. Anthony Lynn dropped everything he was doing and came to the D to be the OC. So see what he's got. Jared Goff. I'm real excited to see what he can do and what he's got with a little chip on his shoulder. Still a young, talented player. He's a wild card for me. The defense was the worst in the history of the Detroit Lions. They've added at certain spots. There's guys that I'm still waiting to get it together and come along. But they're a wild card as well. The wide receivers, Tyrell Williams, Perriman, Cephas, St. Brown. Will they add? That's a big old wild card. Are they going to be able to make plays on the outside? They're going to be able to stretch defenses. We're going to be able to put up points in the paint, score touchdowns. It's a wild card for me. So the rant is, again, putting the Lions as the worst team, basically because a lot of people that don't live here, aren't Lions fans, just think, that'll be fun. We'll put Detroit down. We'll put the Lions at the bottom because they haven't won. But despite the wild cards, despite the lack of talent at certain spots, with an O-line and a D-line like we have, a talented quarterback, Swift and Hawk, as well as Okuda, a new breed sort of at linebacker at certain spots. I just can't see them like being at the bottom. Could I see them having a tougher year than I hope or than the Kool-Aid drinkers expect? Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I'm not here to just totally believe that couldn't happen in any sense of the word, but I just think they're going to not only surprise some teams, I think that they're going to be in that mix for like anywhere from 8 to 12, is probably where I'd put them when it's all said and done. But if they're at 10, 12, whatever, and it was exciting and they were in ball games and it looked different and felt different and Dan freaking Campbell looked like a hell of a coach, just didn't have enough talent yet, and all the coordinators were fun to watch and they just fell short in some ball games, I mean, that's going to be almost like either best case scenario. That's what I'm hoping and thinking that the Lions will be in 2021. Fun, exciting, new, different, potential, as well as, they're going to fall short at times because they're still building their team and they're still redoing the mess that was left by the Patriots crew that just got out of here. So the Lions aren't going to have the number one pick in 2022. If worst case happens and they really do have a struggled year and are in the top, 3 to 5, I'm not against them taking a quarterback if a top guy is there. I'm really not, unless Jared Goff plays absolutely amazing football. But if they're in the 8, 10, 12, 15 type range, and then it's going to be best player available type thing. Just keep adding to your tool chest, keep adding to the talent, and see where you end up. I mean, that's definitely what it's all about. So I just think this is ridiculous. I think it's one of those clickbait articles. I think they know Lions fans are going to come at you because we don't sit back and deal with this disrespect. We're the best fan base in the business. You Kool-Aid drinkers are the best. You love the team. You optimistic Detroit Kool-Aid drinkers are fun because you drink it in.
Drink it in, man.
You don't take crap from anybody. You're not sitting here doing the woe is me. You're not SOL Lions fan, which to me, I mean, if you're one of those, that's just a bad decision.
It's a bad decision. Period, point blank. It was one of the dumbest decisions I ever made.
If you're a Lions fan, if you live in the state of Michigan, if you live in Detroit, if you love this football team, how about you don't go beat up on them all the time? How about you don't focus on the years of losing? And how about you think about what's it going to be like when they turn the corner? What's it going to be like when they win ball games? What's it going to be like when there's a home playoff game at Ford Field and when we put up a W? That's the way I would think, rather than taking joy in talking about our misery for the past, 20, 30, 40, however long it's been, way before my time as a Lions fan. I mean, who wants to focus on that? Only a bunch of losers, only a loser mentality, only a ridiculous non-Detroit Kool-Aid drinker type person would do that kind of stuff. I mean, we're here to drink it in. We're here to talk optimistic about the team. We're here to believe. You can find my other podcast. It's called Believe in Lions. That's spelled BLEAV in Lions on the Believe Podcasting Network. That drops on Thursdays, where I'm also pumping up the Lions fan base, talking positive, as well as, yes, I I have a realistic sense in me, but I'm not going to sit there and focus on the weaknesses when I could talk about the strengths. I'm not going to sit there and talk about years ago negatives when I can look forward to the positives that are to come with this team, which has draft capital, young talent, optimistic, energetic coaching staff, seems to be a very good leader at the helm as general manager. I'm really excited about it. So again, gonna make this a shorter show, but I wanted to talk. Hope you guys enjoyed your 4th of July. I hope it's one of your favorite holidays. I know it's in my top mix, but there's no way it's gonna be better than Thanksgiving. Never will be, never has been. Fireworks guy, you gotta get it together. You gotta get it together, bro. You get one day to do what you do. After that, you're done. Before that, it's not time yet. The Lions got some fireworks. Swizzle, D-line, O-line, St. Brown, Mr. Okuda. Look out for them in 2021, blowing up, making the light shine bright here in Detroit. Fireworks for the Detroit Lions. Hey, Brad Holmes, go make a call on N'Keal Harry, baby. Go see what it takes. Go see if he's a fit. I don't know if you'll like him based on his way of playing, but I think he can bring some things. I mean, we've already had these possession-type guys, run-after-catch guys here in Detroit. Might be a Marvin Jones type, might be a run after catch type like GT was here in the city. So maybe go get this big bodied young fella and say, hey, we're gonna feature you. We're gonna give you some football. You, Tyrell, Cephas, St. Brown, let's roll. Let's do this. So I'd be excited about that, and get the hell out of here, Vegas, any other sports publication that wants to do some clickbait about the Lions picking number 1 in 2022. It's not gonna happen. The Lions are gonna surprise some people, and Detroit Koolaid is going to be surprising people every week once we kick this season off in 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread!
Exactly. All right, everybody. That's what I got for you today. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you here Friday, right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. I'm out.
Pack the bag! Start the plane! This game is over! What a comeback by the Lions!
Drink it in, man.